That sounded all professional. I'm really proud of that. So, we're gonna get into the story. So Asher, you have like a modified pontoon boat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I imagine that it is something that maybe somebody else made at one point, and I discovered and have added a little bit to it. But yeah, pontoons
Excellent.
made out of old oil drums, maybe the remnants of a nuclear missile. Who knows, right?
Yeah, just a ramshackle boat. Um, the area you are traveling up the what now is essentially a creek is more river like um, in the far future where water is not being drained off the area very well. And clearly there are dangers in the water that that you guys are all aware of now. The pontoon itself, as you're coming up on the north west corner of um, Irving, where there's kind of a little bit of a dock that they built for you, what you see is probably a 8 or 10 square block area, um, walled off with what looks like nice, solid military walls. In some places they are, in other places they're not so much, but it doesn't show on the outside. Irving is a settlement of about 200 people. There's lots of people available. So as you kind of pull up to the dock, you see guards right at the gate, um, about I don't know 100 feet from the dock itself, and they wave. They recognize you and your boat, and yeah, you guys made it back to Irvington without without any hostages. So, what would you guys like to do?
Um, so first of all, we have a survivor, Brianna, right?
Oh, that's
That we
right. Yeah, yeah,
brought
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to get her set up at my house, and I can send Dart to go do that, since there's
Okay.
not a really good place for her to go right now.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dart and Brianna head off into Irving, while the rest of you like tied the boat up and grab gear and prep for whatever you're doing.
Okay.
What else would you guys like to do?
You know, I think I would be like seeing what I can do, find out what it would cost to get some petrol or whatever else to kind of get the boat ready to
Okay.
shove off again. So I can imagine
Um,
me kind of working on that.
yeah, yeah. You have been scavenging and having other people scavenge fuel for you for a while, so they don't really charge you so much as like you bring back stuff that's worthwhile, so they make sure that if they find fuel, they make sure you have it. But yeah, you fuel back up. That's not a problem at all. Um, After, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, a man in a Vault-Tec suit or a Vault-Tec jumpsuit with um, like hard combat armor bits comes out carrying a laser rifle. You all know him as Trent. Trent is the head of security in Irving. Um, he nods his head at you and then heads down towards the boat to kind of greet you. All right, well, folks, I saw Dart go through with a new woman. I didn't expect you guys to come up the river, but I assume everything went okay.
Um,
Um, I mean, we saved one of a family of 10, so not the best. But we have maybe a lead on the attacks that have been happening around the
Excellent.
wasteland.
Okay, excellent. Well, I assume that the new woman. Do we need to make sure that she has someone watching her, or is she completely safe?
Um, I mean, I think she's as safe as any of us here. Um, the attackers that, the Vault 125 guys, um, they have been going into settlements and attacking, so we should probably watch out for that.
Okay.
but she's no less safe than the rest of us.
Okay. Excellent. Well, then I will make sure that we double up on wall patrols and guards and make sure that everybody is ready in case something happens. Um, do you know where you're headed next?
I think we're
I,
still figuring that out.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, let me know if you need anything. The mayor is around, like always. If you have questions for him, will be available. Let us know. And he kind of heads back in and leaves you the five of you to do whatever you need to do.
Who wants to get a drink? Maybe we should chat about our next steps.
I think that's a great idea.
Good idea. We
Yep.
could figure out which next powerful group we can piss off.
See, I like that idea. Do we know? I mean, we've been here before to the settlement. What kind of places can we go to get ourselves into trouble around here?
Yeah. So there are there's a couple of restaurants. There's one kind of in the center of the city. It's all outdoor, called Noodles and Stuff, and that's right. You guessed it. They sell noodles and also stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and there is
Oh,
Did we hang up a
like a
moment?
Fallout Steakhouse. I'm sorry.
Oh, you lagged there for a second.
I heard Fallout Steakhouse. That's what I got.
Is a steakhouse is a butcher, but also like a steakhouse, but like a
Hmm.
Fallout Steakhouse. So it's not that nice, but it's a nicer establishment for Irving. And then the Rusty Bucket is a what looks like a former like sports bar, but now is just kind of generalized food and specifically alcohol is sold there.
Seems good.
Rusty Bucket sounds good, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
my favorite place. They've classed the place up over the years. I gotta tell you, it looks better than it did back in the day.
So the five of you make your way through the settlement. A bunch of people, you are familiar with the people in town. So a lot of people wave or nod at you as you walk by. Um, Nobody seems to bother you, just let you do what you want to do. It is getting on into evening. You've been out most of the day. So it's not going to be dark immediately, but it will be dark soon. As you get to the Rusty Bucket, the door itself is just planks of wood that have been loosely nailed together. But once you're inside, the building itself has been relatively well maintained. There are basketball backboards on the walls. Some of them have hoops, some of them don't. Um, there's a lot of like NBA sports paraphernalia around. Um, just it is very much a like a basketball sports bar, or it was. And then there's people kind of milling around. It's not quite a dinner rush time, so it's not super full, but there are maybe a dozen people in a room that could hold probably 50. And behind the bar is a protectatron, who you know as the keeper, because he's the barkeep, and just he greets you appropriately. Welcome, citizens, to the Rusty Bucket. What may I provide you with?
Water.
Would you prefer clean, purified water, or dirty water? I can get you some with some high rads.
Well, as refreshing as the high rad water sounds, I think I'll just prefer the purified water for now.
He pulls out one of those cylindrical tube things and sets it in front of you. And for the rest of you,
Um, I'll just go ahead and order like a beer and a sandwich.
sure, sure. Yeah, he puts out a questionable bottle of beer. It doesn't have a label on it anymore. And some sort of meat on a sandwich. It's questionable as well, but the food here's okay. It's not going to kill you.
Got any? I mean, come on, we're here. I order a Nuka Cola
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
Absolutely.
iguana on a stick. Sounds really good.
You do know canonically that's human, right?
I didn't
Would
was
you-
not aware of that actually.
I did not.
Yeah, yeah. So it's in one of the first two games. You eat iguana the whole time, and then you find out that there are no iguana in that area, but people are disappearing.
Well, I
So-
should have played that game a little further, shouldn't I?
No. So you order the iguana on the stick. I'm like, kid, you don't want the iguana here. It's no good. Trust me.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
Yeah. Just get something else.
thanks, friendly.
What's
I
the name of
know.
this Protectron again?
The keeper.
Keeper. So I kind of sidle up to the bar, like, all right, Keeper. I ask you this every single fucking time I come in here. Do you got any gin?
We did just get a bottle of something, eater of beef, I believe. He leans down, sort of under the bar, and pulls out like a half full bottle of beef eater, and he sets it down and he says, "I can pour shots for you, or I'm told that it's very good mixed with Nuka Cola."
I'll just take the bottle.
Excellent. And he slides it across to you, and then collects the caps because I'm not going to worry about tracking money. That's just too much work.
And how about some bloatfly sliders for my friend?
Yeah, I will have those ordered up here shortly. They will need to be cooked.
I mean, if you don't want to live dangerously, that's fine by me.
So Keeper goes about like putting together all your drinks and food, and like not really being friendly, just being a robot, because that's what protectrons are good at. But he leaves you guys to do what you want. There are tables you can sit down at, or you can sit up at the bar. It's up to you.
We want to sit at a table.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grab that bottle and grab some cups from the end of the. I don't even care if they're clean. I just grab them from the end of the thing.
It's all the same to you.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
the same to me. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys grab a table, and yeah, everybody doesn't give you space so much as doesn't bother you.
I'll start pouring shots for people that want it.
I will definitely have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Freddy politely declines.
Asher
So-
just is like looks at it and looks at you. Is like, what is this?
Oh, that's gin. Yeah, you don't see it around here very much anymore. You see scotch, you see bourbon, you see vodka, you see whiskey, but gin, nope, never see gin.
You make it out of cars.
I think it's out of some kind of tree berry or some such, but man, that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, you
Oh,
put it in the car and it comes out. Yeah, I know how it's made. I'm from a vault.
No,
Oh,
you,
well,
you
yeah, sure.
tend to use a lot of herbal ingredients. Juniper berries, citrus peel. We got up at the farm.
Hey, just run it through the gin, which is where you get gin.
Well, if it's
I read
safe
it in a
to,
book.
Hey, I just appreciate it. That's all I care about,
it's safe to consume.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some gin's pretty toxic, but go for it.
Has Asher had alcohol before?
From what I remember, I think that's one of those things that during his time in the Brotherhood, he would not have been able to partake.
Okay.
So probably
so yeah,
has
like-
not. Yeah.
You take a little bit of a sniff of it. It's strong. Like it's not stronger than normal gin. It's just that you've not had alcohol before, so it's got a. You've used something like this to clean parts of your boat.
Whoa, you drink this stuff? I look at the rest of the more human appearing part of our group.
I'll
Figment's
just
over
take
there
a
sipping.
shot back.
Rude.
Blank face.
Rude.
In a car. We've been over this. I read it in a book somewhere.
like the keeper said, it's actually pretty good with Nuka Cola.
Yeah, it
Don't want to
covers
ruin
up
my
that like
Nuka-Cola.
water tastes really easy if you put it in Nuka Cola. But it loses some of the, I don't know, the je ne sais quoi of, drinking like straight out of a gutter if you do it that way.
Okay, when in Rome, and I just toss it back.
Yeah, so it's strong. Um, it causes a burn you've not felt before, kind of down your throat and into your chest, um, and it tastes like you just licked a tree.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good, right?
Does it do anything for you? I mean, does it like does it help with your radiation? Does it like
You should drink some more and see if you get any positive effects from it.
gotta go look up the rules for being drunk. Thanks, guys.
We might want to do something else tonight. So maybe
Oh,
as fun as it would be, we wait to get Asher drunk.
I mean,
Friendly will like kind of wave over. Could I get a couple of Nuka Colas too while we're at it, Keeper? That'd be good.
just imagine Asher walking around, and he's like, "Man, I just feel so strong," and trying to pick up couches with people on it.
Is Asher a big guy?
No, no, not at all. There's a reason why they wanted him as a pilot in the Brotherhood and not as a knight.
Gotcha.
Freddy will
Um,
absolutely arm wrestle you if you want to arm wrestle.
Oh heck yeah, let's do it.
actually, until the end of the scene, anyone that drinks any of the gin can reroll up to 2d20 on strength tests.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
Do they get a charisma bump as well? But I forget what they're drinking.
Um, hold on.
You only think you get a charisma bump.
That's probably accurate. I probably played the video game too long.
Until the end of the scene, you may reroll 1d20 on strength and charisma tests.
Dang, Chris,
But
yeah.
but you increase the difficulty of intelligence tests by 1. In addition, anyone that drinks needs to roll an effect dice. So on a 5 or 6, let me know, and then we'll find out if it's bad time for you.
It's a 4 for me.
Blank.
Cool.
What am I rolling?
An effect dice. So just a d6. You want not a 5 or a 6.
Well, I got a
All
2.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If while you're drinking, depending on the number of drinks you do, if you roll 2 or more effects, it makes all of your agility and charisma tests 1 harder, unless you have the party boy, party girl perk.
Mm.
So that's fun.
You'll all notice Friendly's not drinking it.
Oh,
And if anybody is hurt, the Nuka Cola. Oh, the Nuka Cola gives you guys radiation. Forgot about that.
oh.
So it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to worry about the irradiation, especially since the ghouls
I
going to
have.
enjoy it.
I also have Rat Away.
Oh yeah. But the Nuka Cola does make you feel peppy and adds to your action point pool if you weren't already full. So, unfortunately, that's not going to do you any good.
Actually, Freddy will have a Nuka Cola if you order them.
Yeah, I ordered some for the table.
Yeah, just a smattering of Nuka Cola. So,
Yeah,
like,
just bring a few bottles over.
yeah, so like a Nuka Cola Wild and a couple of cherries and several just regular Nuka Colas. Just kind of a little bit of everything. You guys all get caps from them because that's how the game works. But the Nuka Colas heal 2, and the Nuka Cherries heal 3, and the Nuka Wild heals 3 as well.
How many points of irradiation do they give each?
So for each Nuka Cola that you drink, you roll an effect die,
Oh.
and the irradiation. I have to go look. It's back here.
Because Friendly is drinking the Nuka Cola.
Yeah, and that actually heals you more.
Right.
If you roll an effect, you get 1 radiation. So if you drink a Nuka-Cola, you'll roll an effect dice. If you get a 5 or a 6, you will become irradiated by
Nope.
1.
Nope, no effect on me, but
Cool. Yeah. So there's a lot of weird stuff in here.
there's a lot of weird stuff in there.
I forgot there was a whole chart.
So what are we gonna do about this this vault problem? We got Leo that they keep talking about. Like he's, I guess, sending his crew out through the wasteland to take out, well, your people. I'm sad to say. Sounds like it anyway.
And anyone who gets in the way.
Well, I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it at all, but anybody that's out there trying to catch and eat people is, I think they need a certain amount of killing.
Yeah.
But these
Yeah,
guys
but
are good at killing. I mean, it looks like they hunt as a pack. They spray people with goo, which is really rude. But we're not even sure if they're still in that vault. I mean, the only way we're going to find out is if we like do a stakeout. And I just get the feeling that if we do that, we're going to get attacked while we're watching that vault.
Well,
So how do we figure out what these hunters are going to do? Because they're very good at killing and eating people. I mean, no offense, just I'm not saying that they're great at it. It's just
well, I'm pretty sure that we were there when the kid was talking about the fact that there's pretty much not that many people left in the vault. That
There's
they've
Yeah,
all,
like
Jimmy
12.
said, yeah, something like 12-ish. Jimmy said.
yeah, and even Leo's not in the vault anymore.
Right.
So
I actually kind of had an idea. They're processing the people at the vault and then sending them to Leo is something that the Jimmy said,
Mhm.
the guy. And so I thought maybe we could watch for a delivery to go from the vault to Leo to find out where Leo is.
Not a bad idea.
I'm pretty sneaky. I don't know that everybody is, but I know Asher is also.
I get along
Um,
well enough.
I'd also say that given the state of how I described Garfield Park, it's going to be a little bit easier than you would expect to sneak through that area.
I mean, yeah, we could head back. I'm no slouch at tracking folks, so if we have a general idea of where they might be heading, we could even go back and see if there's a path they've been using to get through the woods, through that thick of it. I'm also kind of wondering, they kept talking about the tunnels. I know that's where some of your folks end up heading once they get out of their own vault. Maybe there's some information there, or maybe they've had to deal with some of that more predatory vault dwellers recently.
well, it sounds like the tunnels, they're kicking them out because of the predatory vault people coming after them. So, like, the Beavertons left because they're kicking them out downtown.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they know, if they've had the problem with those, was it 125 is the predatory
Mhm.
vault? If they've had problems with Vault 125, they might know where that trouble's coming from. They might know where they're holing up now.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So maybe go talk to them first.
best we got for a lead. Why not?
Yeah. You guys might want to, I don't know, shower off the prey pheromones that you guys got shot with before we
I
go anywhere else.
no, I insist. That's probably smart. One, it
Yeah.
gives us a tactical advantage. Two, it's pretty funky.
Yeah.
Has
Um,
has
I know
anybody?
they've
Oh,
been
sorry.
mitigating. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just gonna. I was gonna say something, but I'll let you, please. You finish first.
Oh, they've been mitigating their hormones using ours. kind of balance out, it looks like. And so I'm wondering if there's a way for me to maybe do something that will help me. Like if I can take I don't know, the guys that we killed, if I can get their Vault Tech suit and wear that instead of mine, maybe that mitigates my pheromones so it's harder for them to track me.
I might see what I can do about recreating the pheromone that they put off.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
did anybody? And I know that everything's pretty screwed up there, but has anybody tried talking to the survivor and just seeing if maybe they overheard anything?
That's a good idea. I can go do that. I mean, Dart's getting her set up at the house, so.
So
I
party
don't
at your place?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Party at your place then? We can move this party. That's not a problem.
We could do that. There's a living room.
How
Hey,
many people
Keeper,
do you
can
have?
I get those sliders to go?
Absolutely, I will have them packaged.
Thank you.
Figment, how many people do you have living in your house?
Well, me and Dart and now Brianna.
Okay.
So I'm up in the attic and Dart is in a bedroom on the first floor.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So a couple minutes later, a keeper comes out and puts a brown paper sack down on the table, like a big one, like a grocery store sized brown paper sack. There is some definite grease, like beginning to color the bottom of it, and he says, "Here are your sliders. Please enjoy."
Beautiful. Thank you.
I reach in, take one out, grease dripping from it, and just scarf it down.
It is spicy. It's got a lot of some sort of pepper on it, just to kind of give it a kick and to cover up, the taste of fly. But otherwise, it's real good.
Oh, I should have warned you. He makes them kind of hot for me. I've lost most of my taste buds over the years. I reach down and grab one.
No, this is
I like them
great.
fresh. When they cook them, it's fine. If you jiggle it, it kind of gives the sensation that it's still wriggling and alive, and then you can just,
Good news, farmer. Balls is actually canon
Yep.
in Fallout. I did not
In
realize that.
the vaguely terrible PlayStation game.
Yeah.
I think that needs an explanation for the audience.
Yeah,
I don't think it
explain,
does.
please.
Absolutely not. Balls is an energy drink, a carbonated energy drink. It's spelled BAWLS, and it's one of the few energy drinks I actually enjoy. And their root beer flavor is real good.
And by the way, when I picked Jen to order, I was specifically trying to find something that was not canon, just on a lark. And then I actually find out toxic gin is canon, and they use toxic water to make it. So I'm glad we got a chance to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Freddie, I let Freddie know that I've got lots of different sweets. I kind of collect sweets that we had in the vault, so maybe you will enjoy those as
Like, what
my
kind of
fellow
sweets do you have?
Volty. What's that?
What kind of sweets do you have?
Figment absolutely knows. Miranda does not. I don't know which ones are canon. So Hostess.
Cotton candy bites and
Sugar bombs.
sugar bombs. You
There
probably
you
have
go.
like sugar bomb treats, like Rice Krispie treats, but they're little nukes.
She'll love
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie gets so excited. It's like, I haven't had those since I left home.
So you guys head over to Figment's house. By the rest of the city standards, it's pretty nice. It's not like the best of the homes here, but It's clean on the inside. The rust on the walls is minimal. Um, there's furnishing inside that doesn't smell like dead Brahmin. Um, it does also have almost like a warren feel, like an animal warren. There's
Hmm.
something about it. It's not even that it's bad. It's just everything seems a little tight and a little close. Um, and Figment doesn't necessarily seem more at ease, but just seems there's a change, and she seems more comfortable.
Sure. Um, the, yeah, I've got that. I don't know if anyone else knows about this, but like to me, 1950s furniture, it's all made for like little tiny people, and it's impossible for me to sit in this day and age. And so, like, all of our furniture is like made for little tiny people, which is hilarious because Dart is huge, but it's all kind of like 1950s style, just tiny things made for tiny people.
As you guys kind of walk in and get acclimated to the change in light, you do hear a radio off in kind of the kitchen area. And it is the voice of the Naptown Wasteland broadcasting to you
Mm.
from the tunnels. And then appropriate Fallout types songs that we don't have copyright permission for play.
Um, so we do have, I know we brought some things with us, but we do have some actually good water and lots of sweets because that's what I like.
I love what you've done with the place. It's a lovely home.
Thank you very much. Um, so much more room here than I ever had before. So um, I just kind of like putting as many pretty things as I can in it. So I am very anxious still, like Matt said, but uh, happy. I will go check and see where Brianna is getting settled and see if she can't come talk to us.
Yeah. Brianna has taken kind of a spot under the stairs. She had a little closet, and she's already stolen some cushions and like not even made a bed, but like made the walls a little bit tighter by putting them up against the walls.
Mm.
And she has what looks like kind of a like a canvasy tarp blanket down that she's kind of uh, like burrowed her way into, and she seems pretty content. The room is not big enough for her. She's essentially curled up in a ball, but she
Mhm.
seems very happy with it.
Yeah. So, is she asleep, awake?
Oh, she's awake.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, so I'm glad to see you're settling in. If at some point you want a bigger space, that is doable. There are a couple other bedrooms on this floor. Um, but for now, we would all really appreciate if you'd come out and talk to us for a little bit to see if there's anything you might have overheard or experienced that would help us.
I can, yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
She stands up and kind of comes out. She drags part of the blanket with her. It seems like it's in a couple of pieces you didn't realize. And kind of does that like over the head, full body like wrap with it
Mm-hmm.
as she comes out, and she sits but more perches, like she's ready to run on one of the seats. And she's
Um,
what can I answer for you?
um, so I know that you guys were staying in the tunnels. That's probably like I look at everybody. That's a good place to start, right?
Yeah. Pa took us to the tunnels. It's been about a year ago. We tried a couple other places. We tried to set up our own little home, but there were raiders, and then We heard there was a settlement up north, but they didn't really want us there. I don't quite understand what the issue was. Um, they they kind of chased us off. That was what's the name of that one? Hold on, I got you.
Was it the
Uh,
weirdos in the pyramid?
no, this one it's called the Garden. It's up by that big old mall. I think they call that area Castle.
Oh yeah, the
And
castle. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so we went there, but they were interested in trade, but not necessarily us being there. So Pod made us move on, and then we eventually ended up at the tunnels for about the last year. And they were nice enough, but I think too many of their people got killed in the last attack, and it was very clearly related to us.
Um, do you remember anything about the last attack?
Can you roll speech?
Yeah.
You do get to re-roll speech if or one of those dice if you've been drinking.
Okay, cool. It's going to be speech plus charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got no points in that, so. Yeah, no. But I
Okay.
didn't get any complications.
That's always good.
Actually. Oh, wait. I re rolled. One success.
Okay. Um,
Nice.
she the so I guess the tunnels have other tunnels. I don't understand really. We didn't explore much, but they said they came from the north, and um, they had some sort of explosives to get through the defenses. And then some of our friends died defending us. They were really nice, and they just got kind of shot down by the predators, and they were chased off, but not before they took Mr. O'Hollows. And you know, Mr. O'Hollows is he's an older man from the vault. Like he's the previous, like 2 generations previous to yours, and he's kind of like he was kind of like the wisest of the vault dwellers at the time, um, but also not a fighter whatsoever. Like a lot of the people from your vault aren't fighters, but like can be defensive. He just doesn't. And so he got taken. I don't know what happened to him, but they got driven off, and then the the mayor told us that we couldn't stay anymore.
I'm going to hold her hand comfortingly so that other people can ask her questions without maybe scaring her.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. So Asher comes over and kind of kneels down so he can look the girl in the eye. Look, we're. I don't know how to tell you this, kid, but we plan on taking care of this problem. These people that attacked you and your family. But we need to find them. Did you perhaps, and I hate to even ask you this, but only think about what you might have heard. Did you hear them talking, saying anything of where they were going or where people might be?
Can you? Yeah, it's gonna be speech again. Yeah, it's charisma and speech. Unless you have a different suggestion.
No, no, I'm gonna try some speech. Unless I'm allowed to pilot children, that is all that's gonna happen.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Oh, and I rolled 2d6. Or it's not 2d6, 2d20.
Yeah.
Well, that first one is a success. That's 3. And, well, that's going to be fun. How about a success and a complication?
You do have a
do get a
reroll because you had
reroll.
some
Never
alcohol.
reroll.
Yay! Let's re-roll that 20. Hey, I will take that. That is a 1.
Okay, so
So
3 successes.
yeah,
Yeah.
She looks very. So Brianna is a relatively pretty girl. She's probably right at that cusp of 18. Could be either side of it. Um, and the thing that kind of off puts the classic beauty look of her is the kind of grown front teeth that are a little bit longer than they should be, and she starts chewing really hard on her lips with them, and before she finally says, so when I was in that cart, they they said that they said that some guy named Leo was up north, and he was preparing for their next moves, and I don't know. They didn't say where, but they made it sound like it was on something called Keystone.
looking around the group for. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
That
So
was an
actually,
old.
most of you would know Keystone. It is a major thoroughfare, especially farther north.
Near Castle, right?
Keystone.
Yeah, it's just near. It runs past the castle area, so uh, yeah, it's one of the main routes that we've taken for centuries now.
Also, one of the ones that's been cleared pretty solidly of cars. Like there are still cars, but they're on the sides of the road, so you can get a pack Brahmin or even a caravan down it or up it.
I've probably
Um,
been up and down it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Hey Matt, who normally controls it? I mean, if it's a big thoroughfare, some faction's got to be controlling it.
So there's not a lot of control so much as there are chunks of it that become a little more dangerous. So in current times, any of the area around Keystone at the Crossing, which is called Stone's Crossing, gets real hairy with some monsters. The word Deathclaw has been thrown around a lot, but nobody has really no like even friendly. Even you can't make a like a firsthand report because every time somebody says it, they heard it from a friend of a friend, and when they send somebody to investigate, they don't come back. There is a chunk of it right near the old interstate, kind of not far from where you guys are at right now, that is controlled by a group of mercenaries called the Gunners. And they let people pass through, not a problem. They just charge a tax. And if you don't pay a tax, then they get their money otherwise. So, and then the rest of it isn't really controlled so much. The the farmers have kind of made it safe-ish, as safe as you can without like living in the area. But it's also a trade route, so even the raiders that would attack, they're not as often because raiders that have become problems in Indianapolis, the farmers have gone and found. Like you can annoy people and maybe kill a guy here or there, and the farmers leave you alone. But when you start making a concerted effort, the farmers respond.
Well, so the gunners are probably in some ways actually kind of helpful because they're regulating who's coming inside of the loop, based off of so if you
Oh,
get like raiders coming in from outside of the 465 loop and then they come in, they have to be like taxed or shot down.
so actually, it's the interstate at 70. So inside the loop.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
so
basically
inside. Okay.
yeah. So basically anyone going north from downtownish or from south,
Gotcha.
using
Okay.
Keystone, they tax them.
Yeah. And if anybody watching this doubted that most of us are locals and you're like totally oblivious to any of this is going on right now, at least we kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
City
So
loop.
go ahead, sir. Yeah, City Loop.
City Loop.
So if they're going to hit Keystone, that could be anywhere then
Yeah.
throughout the center of the wasteland, basically.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So I have okay. It's gonna sound like a bad idea, like an objectively horrible idea, but it may work in luring the predators into a trap. But you kind of got to like give me a few minutes to explain it because it's going to sound really, really bad. First, um, what if we set up a buffet for the predators? Like we have some of that, like musk that they're after, but also we could conceivably get a whole lot of clothes that belong to the prey, and we could make some kind of like thing to draw them in, just that scent in the wind. We make it seem like they're there, and if they think that the prey are wounded or that they're holed up in like a barely defensible place, the predators are going to attack because that's kind of their thing. And we kind of pull a double trap on them where they think they've got the prey surrounded, they go in to kill them, and then we get the predators. It would be a way to wipe them out. And I'm thinking we could probably do this, like kill two birds with one stone, if we can lure the gunners into the same trap. Because we can get those two factions shooting at each other, kind of better for everybody. I mean, does anybody here even like the gunners? I mean,
Um,
I have not heard. This is obviously me saying quite a bit. I've never heard of a great mercenary faction.
like they're kind of jerks. I mean, they let you go through if you have money, and they'll kill you otherwise. I mean,
Look, it's a plan. It,
the only
it
thing
really
that
doesn't sound
concerns,
that bad. Oh, sorry.
sorry, the only thing that concerns me is that Leo has been sending out parties for these ambushes and not necessarily going himself. So, do we have to set this up over and over again?
I
I think
kind
once
of
we do one trap, they'll know that it's a trap. I mean, this is a
Exactly.
one shot.
also comes a point. If I mean, what's the brotherhood if kind of not just a larger form of predator? There comes a point when you kill off enough of the small ones, the one in charge comes along eventually.
All right, that makes sense.
I mean, I think we might be able to do a couple things here. I have a sneaking suspicion if we head in the general direction of where we think Leo might be, they're gonna come and find us. I'm just guessing that these hunters want to hunt. So it may be the closer we get to them, they'll find us before we find them. I mean, I think effectively what we might need to do is basically find the lion's den, so to speak. And I'm going to be really disappointed if Leo is not a lion type. Like, if he's like, I don't know, like a warthog or something. I don't know.
A completely different direction with that because the Lion's Den is the name of a certain chain here in Indiana. And part of me is like, oh, we're going to that kind of Lion's Den.
That's way too far. That's like 100 miles up north. We can't go that far. I don't know. Unless there's no one in
Greenwood?
Indy. Is there one in Greenwood?
Yeah.
Changing plans, we're going south. We know we're supposed to go north. But
We're going
south.
down to the lion's den.
We've heard the clues. The logical conclusion is we have to go south.
Okay.
I feel like
listen
we
to
owe
me.
the audience an explanation. Do you want me to just tell the audience?
It's a chain of adult stores that's not just Indiana. It's also in West Virginia.
We had
Throughout
one
the
in
coun-
North
most of the
Texas.
country, really.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't have to explain it at all. I mean,
Yeah.
depending on the demographic that's watching this right now, they already know the joke.
That's fair. It's very possible. Yeah. So, you're going south then? I'm definitely prepared for this.
No, I think we're going north. If we're going anywhere, I think.
Okay. Not a
Let's-
problem.
I mean, I'm not against. There's no reason we can't do both of these, right? We can do the one ambush where we set up the two groups, and then if we don't get Leo in that, at least we will have reduced their numbers when we go after the lion's den.
I mean, you know what? Even if the trap's only halfway successful, that'll really help out your people.
Yeah.
Now, I suppose I've got to be that person that's got to float this idea, and it's probably already shot down, but do you think they'll negotiate? The predators, not the prey.
Truth be told, I think it's a little late for that. After they done ate 14, 15 folks of the prey vault.
That we know of.
And we kind of tried to negotiate with Jimmy and his buddy there, and that did not go well.
Just doing due diligence, just making sure that we've checked everything
No, I
out.
think it's a good point. Honestly, if we do end up finding Leo and his crew, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if there's any chance we could chat with him before we murder him. You might learn something new.
All right, then. Where do we start?
Well, do we need to resupply? Does anybody need anything before we decide to head out? Maybe good night's sleep and then take off tomorrow morning?
I
And
know
showers.
Farmer was talking about negating the pheromones on
Oh,
you
right.
guys, so that might be a thing to do.
No, that's fair. I can't tell you last time I had a shower. What's today? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?
They're all very aware.
I mean, you're all nice for not saying anything about it.
Okay.
I just can't smell anything through the pheromones, so.
So, Farmer, you are muted. So, if you said something, I did not hear it. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to start saying something, but
Yeah. So, yeah. What would you like to do?
yeah, I need to find a lab that I can use.
Okay. There is a chemistry station. That's about as lab-like as you're going to get here.
Mhm.
But there's a chemistry station with a bunch of the other, what do you call that? The other crafting stations.
Workstation, craft station.
Yeah. Yeah. They're essentially one. There's been almost like a barn built for people to fabricate and build things, and they've placed all of that kind of stuff there.
Mhm.
So why don't you give me, let's call it an intelligence science. I'm going to say it's a difficulty of 3. Did you drink any alcohol?
You're muted again.
Yeah, you're muted again.
I have no idea how I keep getting muted. My computer is being ornery. I did drink alcohol, but I didn't roll an effect.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Give me. Yeah. So difficulty of 3. For intelligence science.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and spend an action point to buy a die.
For
Do you
sure.
want some help with whatever you're working on?
Yeah. You can definitely assist. It's just 1 die.
I got so many successes,
Okay.
like 5 successes.
Oh wow. So
You rolled a lot at once.
No, I rolled a 4 and a 5,
But it's
and I have a
sure.
6 of
Nice.
in science.
Yeah.
I did roll. I didn't get a success, but I didn't get a complication either.
excellent. So the two of you kind of work through. You can negate the pheromones you have. You also can. You cannot negate figments because she naturally produces them. The rest of you are clear of any of the pheromone concerns. You also kind of built up almost a syringer ammo. Like it'll fire out of a syringer, but instead of going in, it has an impact that it will burst and cause pheromones to go off.
Yep. That's why I'll hand those off to Figment.
Yeah. So you have 5 of those, Figment.
Okay. And this is, I'm sorry, this is what kind of syringer?
None of the ones that are in the book.
Looks like an
I know, but so
anti-pheromone.
it's
Yeah, so when you fire it against anything, people, animals, buildings, like whatever, it's basically going to give off the pheromone in a large cloud burst, and
this
then
is going to be prey or
prey. Yeah.
okay. You said 5 of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
I was thinking that Dart and I might go around. We've got like Dart's whole family is here. They're rabbit people, so there's a lot of them. And maybe we could borrow blankets, clothing items like that that we could use for our trap.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Yeah. So you guys gather that all up, and then what's the plan?
Okay, so we've got all the stuff for the trap. We now need to place. We need a venue, essentially. Do your people still use your old vault?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I thought we cleared the last of the people out last time.
No. Vault 124 or the vault that was in Irvington.
Oh,
The one the prayer from.
Oh yeah. No, that's empty.
Are you attached to the vault at all?
I mean, no.
So, conceivably, and again, this will sound horrible, but your ancestral home, what if we caved in the entrance with the predators inside?
I mean, that'd be great. We killed a whole bunch of, well, we killed a few of them there a year ago. So we've cleaned everyone out of there. But since they're chasing us out of places, it wouldn't be that hard to give the impression that that's where people have gone back to, right? That
And
might,
once they're there, I mean, it's sort of humane if you think about it. I mean, they'll just be in a cage, which, with all due respect, they're crazy and eating people, and maybe that's where they belong.
yeah.
We're also locking them in there with a food supply.
Oh no, we get the prey out. We're not gonna
Oh,
leave
I
the
meant
prey.
the other predators.
Oh yes, no, agreed. Yeah, Freddy is momentarily horrified at the idea of locking the prey back in there with the predators.
So is there a good way for us to broadcast to them that this is where people are going?
You could maybe get a radio ad.
That's actually not a bad idea at all.
It's not. It's a
That
great
actually worked.
idea.
Hey, I'm not just a pretty face, all right?
We agree you're not that. So, who is going to be my DJ? Well, the DJ, he doesn't want to get eaten either.
So the DJ, let me ask this other character. He plays out of the tunnels.
Yeah.
Okay. The only let me think about this. The only problem we might have is if we put out an ad saying that we're trying to get people to gather again at the Vault 124. That might actually get some actual members of Vault 124 coming back, unless they know, hey, this is just a trap. That's the only thought I've got.
Yeah, y'all don't have any kind of secret like handshake or any codes y'all use, do you?
Well, not really.
What about something through the Pit Boys? Could we send
That's
a message through the Pit Boys maybe?
That's what I was thinking. Now, granted, they're gonna have pit boys.
You can, but you know how to isolate your. There is an internal email, essentially email client that would allow you to send out a message to all of the others.
Well, my worry was they're gonna have other 124 pit boys.
Yeah, but you're also expecting prey to be smart enough to go, or predators to go searching through emails.
Good. Okay, sure. So I will. I can send something out that tells people
And
not to pay attention to the radio.
and Fig, if you'd like, you and I can work together to word it in a way and send it encrypted so that even if the predators do intercept it, they wouldn't be able to understand what was going on.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, do we know the DJ? I assume they say their name every once in a while. 3 dog, 4 squirrels, 7 ducks. I don't know whatever they call themselves.
It's DJ Jazzy Jim. He saw a show once. He's really excited about it.
Is he a
Sounds
member of
good.
the cult of Smiley?
No, oh God,
Oh,
oh,
In
oh,
the Smiley army?
oh man.
All right. Well, Sarah, bomb falls on your head and murders you because how dare you?
Again, for the folks at home, this game's like 50% for us, so it's a local
Yeah, a lot
DJ.
of local references here.
Yeah. So what is the plan? What are the you're gonna send a message, and then you're gonna have to go to the tunnels to pay for an advertisement.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was thinking maybe we could take the syringers and maybe, well, that somehow we can leave a trail that goes from like the tunnel to Vault 124 as far as like prey scent goes.
So you just walking through
Basically, yeah.
and like purposely like cat rubbing your face on everything.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to do.
I mean, that's how it works.
I'm going to be like, don't look at me.
uh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you send out the message, not a problem. You guys are headed to the tunnels.
What's the
Perfect.
best way to get to the tunnels from Irving?
Straight
To
down
get back on the
Washington.
boat?
You could. The boat isn't going to get you close enough. It
Okay.
could, in a roundabout way, get you kind of close, but you'd have to take it all the way past Garfield Park, connect to the White River, and then take that up towards downtown. But it doesn't really
Yeah.
get super close to that chunk.
So what's National or 70?
No, I mean no. I mean Irving is on Washington. Washington goes straight downtown. You just have to
Okay. So we'll just
deal
take
with
the
what's
nav.
there. Yeah.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, can I get everyone to give me an endurance and survival test? There's no set there are no set difficulty. Just we're gonna see how you guys do on your grip.
Ugh. No bueno. Oh, one.
I have one success.
Okay.
Once our complication range is just 20, right?
No, it is 19 to 20.
I have one success and one complication.
Fantastic. I'm gonna take
Was
threat as a complication.
was that 19 to 20 when we had the pheromones?
It's just 19 to 20 because now you are being hunted.
I see. Okay.
Um, yeah, so you guys move down Washington. There's a couple of spots where you have to stop and like shoot at some like rabid dogs. At one point, there's like a swarm of bloat flies that you kind of just let go past so you don't waste any ammo. And you get to right about where the 7065 overpass is right there on Washington and kind of the east side of downtown. Um, and as it comes into view, you can tell that there are new-ish building, like wooden buildings up on top of it. And it looks very much like there are guard towers kind of flanking Washington Street, but up on the overpass.
Do they? Are there gunner markings or anything like that?
No, but you do catch some markings that you haven't seen in a while. Um, they are, it looks like Talon Company mercenaries.
Oh,
Well, okay. Are they well known in the Midwest? Would we
Not
have a
super well. Friendly has been doing enough traveling and
yeah.
trading. Um, I would say,
Uh,
Freddie, you recognize it as like this is a at least a paramilitary marking.
You hear very quietly, bad guys.
yeah, these are bad guys. It looks like that might be Talon Company mercs. Um, anything else that I might know about them specifically?
Not a lot. It doesn't look like what you would expect a compound to look like. It's just almost like a guard station.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't fully settled yet. I don't know if this is a forward base or something, but you might get your well, I don't know. You might get your guns ready.
I have my gun out, and I'm
Mhm.
actually using my long range scope to try and get an estimate of what we're dealing with here.
You see maybe a half dozen people moving around. One of them is in. He's in a power armor frame, but only has like the left leg and the right arm. And everybody else is just in decent combat armor.
I still relay that to the group.
These guys are known to be like pretty bad, right, Freddy? Or Freddy, friendly.
Yeah, I mean, it's rumored they wiped out an entire colony with men, women, children, all of that. So I mean, the Gunners are bad. The Talons, I don't think they've got any rules, really. They're just one step up from, like, Raiders. They got better armor and better weapons.
Maybe my plan's a little too complicated now. Do we want to piss these guys off?
I mean, kind of no, but
Asher, can I get you to give me a perception and let's call it small guns test? Difficulty is 2.
All right. May I use yeah, some action?
You want one, or are you going to buy more than one die?
I'm just gonna buy one die.
Cool, that works.
I must say we do have a shitload of action points right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Should
got.
not point out perks.
Did you say how many successes did you say?
2.
2. I got 2.
Okay, fantastic. So as you're kind of like keeping an eye up there, you do see a flash from a sniper rifle come across you, and you don't. There's no shot. It just like they're also scoping you out.
Like they have eyes on us.
Yeah.
so are they here because someone paid them to be here? Like, did the tunnels maybe hire them? Is that how that works?
I mean,
Hey,
it's hard to say without talking to them directly, and they may not even tell us who hired them, or they may be passing through. We could try to chat with them. I don't know if that'll work. We could play the old merchant game. I mean, I play it all the time.
they've got a sniper on me right now.
Oh, that's fun.
So, if they ain't shooting at me though, I give it a 50-50 if we just walk up and talk.
I mean, it seems reasonable. We could at least figure out how violent they are when they start shooting.
Want me to go have a chat?
I tell you what, I'll take point. Why don't you watch my back?
You got it.
All right. Yeah. So, Friendly is wearing combat armor, pretty old combat armor, and on the chest piece it says "Don't shoot, Friendly."
Yeah.
Big bright letters. So Friendly will start kind of walking in that general direction. He'll even
Wait,
take off his. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
did you want Freddy to go with you? Because Freddy's also pretty charismatic.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Anybody else want to come with, or? I mean, I figure
Um,
maybe we're still kind of going together, but like
That's
however
what
we
I
want
would
to do it.
assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You get to about half a block, which is about where you can yell at each other.
Yeah, and I've got hands up. I've
Yeah.
taken off my fedora, my fancy fedora. So yeah.
Um, and you hear, is are you that merchant friendly?
Yeah, it's what it says on my chest armor. You looking to buy something?
Yeah, Me and the boys would love some Nuka Cola. Do you have any?
I think we do. Yeah, how
Okay.
much you want?
I mean, we could use probably a dozen.
Oh man.
I'll take whatever you've got though. Like if you only have a few, like some Nuka Cola is better than none.
Yeah. I'll see what I got. I don't know. Do I have some? Maybe I
That's up
kept
to
some.
you. That
Yeah,
is
I've got a
really up to
couple
you.
at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've got as many as they need or want, as long as we've got it. But
So like you rummage through your pack and flash the goods, and you hear one of them. You hear something called out. You can't quite make it out, and a like a window washer platform for high rises comes down on the back side, and he says, "Yeah, just you can put them on there, or you can come up. It's up to you."
well, we're just passing through. But can I ask what Talon Company's doing set up here?
Oh, we've been hired to protect the eastern approach to downtown.
Really? I know
Yeah.
you probably won't tell us who hired you, but
Oh no, the tunnels. The tunnels have had some pretty rough attacks lately. They're trying to make sure that they're as protected as they can be.
all right. Well, we're actually looking for the guys that have been causing some of these attacks. Do you have any idea where they might be? Where they're coming from?
I that is above my pay grade. I have no idea.
That's fair. Do you know anybody who might know?
Um, not that I can think of. No, not so much. I mean, if you get to the tunnels, I'm sure that they can walk you through what happened there, and maybe they can give you some clues. But honestly, they just gave us caps to stand here and make sure if we see any vault dwellers, which he like takes a very quick look at Figment and at Freddy
And
Well,
Dart.
and Dart and vault dwellers that are. I believe they called them animalistic, and I mean I don't see any with you guys, and that 124 is not the number we're looking for, so I'm not real worried about it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, make sure it says 125 before you start shooting. That's the group you're looking for. I
Yep,
tell you
that's-
what, I've got 3 Nuka Colas. First one's on me. If you got anything up there you don't need right now, I'll take it off your hands. But otherwise, we'll just call this a pleasant conversation.
Yeah, I've got some. I've got some flamer fuel if you need some of that. We don't have a flamer, but it was in one of the buildings, so.
You know what? I'll take it off your hands as a merchant. Who knows what the next guy down the road needs?
Of course. Yeah, and you guys are welcome to come up. We've got no quarrel.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I say to the group just as a side. Do you want to go up?
Might as well.
Ash, just as a note, Asher stayed back and is just watching the whole thing.
You could also tell your sniper, like, we're not shooting. Like, I appreciate that he wants to watch, but we're not gonna open fire. We're not being paid to lose ammo on just randos. So
That's fair. I'll turn around, kind of wave in Asher's direction. I'll point up to them, and then I'll point to my chest where it says friendly, and I'll underline the word.
Asher will come through and probably hot-footed over there.
yeah. So you guys go over to the little makeshift elevator, and that brings you up. They have the overpass itself has broken on each side, so they're really just on a platform. They've got some makeshift buildings there. They look real crappy, but there's 8 of them kind of moving around, or a couple of the guys are sleeping. But they bring you up. They show you some of the flamer ammo they've got. They ask if you've got some ammo for some 38, and like they go through a bunch of stuff. They just see what you've got and see what they can trade.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys can stay for as long as you want, but after I don't know 15 minutes or so, like there's nothing like pertinent going on that you need to be there for.
Yep. Are you guys local? Where'd you come in from?
We have a local HQ.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the lay of the land, and while we're up there, I'll just kind of like, this is that, and this is there, and this is that, and this is there. They may already know it all, but in case they need to know.
You see one of the guys like literally writing notes while you're saying all of that.
Good.
I'm gonna poke somebody from the back, like one of us, and just say, "Should we tell them they're coming from the north?"
Well, is that really where they're coming from? I thought they'd be. Wasn't their vault? I don't know.
So the
No,
Garfield Park vault's what, south, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Brianna said they were coming from the north. That Leo's stationed up there, and they went from the north into the tunnels.
I'll be careful to when I explain where all of these things are located. I'll be sure that they know exactly where the Vault 125 vault is. That we suspect they might be coming from the north. And I'll also be clear, these are the settlements where you might be able to trade if you do it peacefully.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they note all that. And as you guys are kind of finishing up talking about that, you hear from one of the watchtowers, Greenskins to the west. And like looking out over it, there is a group of like 7 or 8 super mutants walking across the street down 5 or 6 blocks. They are aware of you, but don't seem concerned.
Glad we're up here.
Yeah. And friendly, actually, probably all of you know, downtown is kind of crawling with new mutants, or with super mutants. With not with the new
New
mutants.
mutants. Yeah,
Cannonball
Sunspot's
drops
there.
out of nowhere.
Cannonball.
Yeah, yeah.
Magic teleports them in.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine just clawing up. I don't know. That's an old meme.
Yeah, you know that downtown is crawling with super mutants. There's a West Tech facility, the Eli Lilly campus, that is just thick with them. And then there's rumor that there's a super mutant king that has crowned himself and rules from the Fallon Department Store Coliseum, or Field House.
At the field house, right?
Yeah.
Kind of want to meet this king. I mean, preferably as like an equal, but not as dinner. But
Why not both?
I don't like super mutant cooking. It gives me gas. So it seems like these guys are just giving us, I don't know, Friday. Kind of. Freddy is, publicly like very like cordial and pleased to meet you at Town Company. Something just still seems off, even though she and the player can't put their finger on it. It's like they're so nice and they're just doing like a fair trade, but we've heard nothing but bad things about these people. And then she keeps giving like little looks to like everyone else, like it's going really well. Why is it going well? We don't have that luck. And when it comes to the super mutants, you said they don't look surprised. Like the super mutants aren't surprised to see the gunners and the Talons, correct?
Yeah. Why don't you give me a perception and?
Oh no.
I'm looking. Hold on. Let's call it perception and half of luck.
I think that I look better with my muscles and with my bat. So
No,
I think
not
that's
at all.
the better roll.
So perception and half luck it is.
I got
Can
just
Dart
like,
help? Because he
Uh,
has
Dart,
great perception and luck.
Dart definitely can help.
Cool. And I just roll 1 for that, right?
I got
Yeah.
1 success.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I have 1 success.
Fantastic. So between you and Dart, like, kind of taking a look, they, they are clearly talking to each other, and they are using full sentences.
Not. Why would that stand out to us?
Super mutants don't use full sentences. They
Oh.
use shortened, like broken
Oh,
English.
I thought you meant the mercs, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
super mutants are talking to each other. Kind of like if there's like one that's got a rifle trained on him, I'm just gonna kind of mosey on up to him. So, are these super mutants like the ones I've heard the stories about up near Chicago or out in the Capital Wasteland? Because they don't seem to be um, dumb brutes, I guess is a way to put it nicely.
I wouldn't call them smart, but they are definitely smarter than other super mutants that I've encountered. And they do want more than just to eat people. Although that is still an option, it's not their first and only goal.
Ooh.
This supposed king has supposedly called the dumb. They're still pretty dumb, like, but they can have conversations. They react like you would expect, maybe a teenager to. Little temperamental, but that's most super mutants. But they can carry on a conversation if they really want to.
So, do they like negotiate with people?
We've had an encounter with a couple of them. It wasn't a negotiation. It was an aggressive line drawn in the sand. They took some pot shots at us and basically told us that we're welcome to stay here. We're welcome to travel between here and the tunnels, but everything south of Washington Street is theirs.
But if we approach them, they're not necessarily going to kill us.
I mean, you have a better shot with these than you would with a lot of the other super mutants I've run into.
She's like furiously writing this all down in her notebook.
Oh, sure.
Well, if I overheard any of that,
Oh, yeah.
does that mean that the super mutants in the vault, the 125s, aren't they essentially vying for the same territory?
Oh, there hasn't really been a stated territory by the Predators. Garfield Park technically sits outside of downtown, so it may or may not be part of what they're claiming. But given what you know about the interstate around downtown, kind of acts as a barrier anyway. Even if it's not an actual barrier, it kind of denotes a line around an area.
And the 125 vault, it's been open what, maybe a year?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, and then the 124, it's been open for several years now,
Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
correct?
So,
All right.
are they kidnapping and eating people? Because I've heard. Look, I'm just gonna be that person. I hope that's not wrong. Just, are they still eating people?
Oh no, they definitely eat people.
Okay, no. So they're like
We
the predators.
we did see some predators coming from the west. I don't know, a week ago, and we took a quick shot at it. Clipped him pretty good, and he was gonna bleed out, and we were just gonna let him, because why come down off of our defensive area if we don't have to? And it happened to be that I think super mutants responded to the sound. They came out and dragged him off as he screamed, and I'm pretty sure he got eaten. Haven't seen hide nor hair of him since.
Karmic.
Well,
All right,
if we
well,
still have daylight, I say we travel.
Yeah, enjoy those
Yeah.
Nuka Colas, boys. Thanks for the flavor fuel and the info.
And not shooting us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, friendly, you know that if you once you guys come down that makeshift elevator, if you go 2 blocks in, and then turn north to go up to what used to be Market Street, um, that's a straight shot to the tunnels. The tunnels are at the city market, so
Okay.
um,
Yeah, I'll relate that to everybody else. So
it's
just
fine.
this way.
Yeah, you guys travel down. You just travel down Washington for a little bit, and then go up to Market and take Market the rest of the way across. And you are quickly at the tunnels. There are the building itself is very old, like factory looking. It's brick building with big windows that have some of them have been boarded over, some of them have been broken, but there are still several of them that are good. And outside of that is almost like a ring of wall around it, um, with good good vantage points for towers that they've put up, and you can see some people guarding the area. And it is a really good place for us to take a break. So we are going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back in just about 10 minutes. Stretch your legs, then go do your stuff, and we will be back in just about 10 minutes. Hey, everybody, and welcome back from the little break. Um, we are playing Fallout. If you aren't aware, it's a Fallout 2D20 game, and we're having a lot of fun. We are currently in Indianapolis in the Naptown Wasteland, and they're about to talk to some people at a settlement. If you have not clicked follow already, you should. And if you have not clicked subscribe, I'm not saying you should, but why not? Um, and if you have an Amazon subscription or Amazon Prime subscription, you probably still have a free Twitch Prime subscription. So it doesn't cost you anything, but you can take money from rich people, which I am all about. So click that button and take money out of Jeff Bezos's pocket. He'll definitely notice. Not at all. But that's fine. So back into it. Yeah, so you guys approach the tunnels. Friendly, you've been here before. So when they see you coming, the gates open. Like, there's no question.
There's somewhere probably on the walls it says "friendly was here" or something.
Yeah.
Do I know the people opening the doors or anything like that?
Oh yeah. It's Bill and Roberta. I'm real good with names. So good with names. Don't worry
That's
about
all
it.
right. I can work with it. Hey, Billy. Hey, beautiful. You two doing all right?
Yeah. Good to see you, friendly. Did you bring anything good to trade?
Yeah, these four following me. What do you give me for them? Just a bad joke. All right. Yeah, I've got some flamer fuel is on the menu today. I got all kinds of stuff. Just we're here to do some business. We're here to do some trading. I think we're gonna ask some people some questions. See the sights, so to see. You still got that deep dank room in the back. Like I've been really wanting to see that one. Like
Yeah.
all the other dank rooms you got.
Yeah, no, it's all set and ready to go. Go ahead and go on in.
Yeah, great.
So you move past the gate through a doorway, not so much a door. There used to be a door there, but it has been broken and like ripped open. And you can kind of see inside the building. There used to be all these stalls, and there's like a second floor with other stalls. They're all empty, and a lot of the walls for those have been knocked down or are missing. And at the back is a staircase that descends down to a large, like metal industrial door that is open. And that, in friendly, this is a staging area. The like when lots of caravan people come through, they all kind of set up here and can sell. But otherwise, this part of the building's not used. It's mostly the tunnels that are used. So you descend down the stairs and find yourselves in large open tunnels. These are probably 60 or 70 foot across, 20 feet tall, and they do have smaller tunnels that go off. And like there are in chalk are written notes like infirmary or restaurants or shopping, and so you have a pretty good idea where you're at. But the people there acknowledge you, seem pretty happy to see strangers and also friendly. And yeah, you just kind of move in and kind of a little bit through. You do see a note that says Naptown, the voice of the Naptown Wasteland, Jazzy Jim, and an arrow pointing down one of the halls, kind of towards the back.
Yeah, and I'm just generally kind of giving a tour as we're going through. I know some of them have probably been here before, but
Yeah, you guys get towards the back of that main tunnel, and you can actually see where there has been wood and sheet metal covering up a hole in the wall. And this is new to you, friendly. Like you've not seen this before, so you're guessing it is the north end. So you're guessing that's where the predators came through. But it seems secure now. There's even a couple of turrets on the walls pointed at that area, just in case. You turn down the small tunnel, and by small I mean it's still like 8 foot across and still like 10-foot ceilings. Like it's not a small tunnel by any means.
and
But
and just for people like watching who are not from Indianapolis, this place actually exists. Like the
oh yeah,
catacombs actually exist.
yep,
It's
yep,
it's really cool. They do tours, so
yeah.
just like if you've never been, go sometime if you want to go.
The tunnel towards the radio station is to the west, so you go down that one to the west, and then find yourself in essentially a corridor that has been bricked up at the very end, except for a hole that has tables going through it. And they're coming out of a room with an industrial door on it again, but a hole has been cut in the bricks next to that door. And above it, the door, it says the voice of Naptown Wasteland.
Well, shall we?
So yeah,
Might as well.
I'm excited to meet him.
the
Ooh, I
door
hope we can play
opens.
Ongo Bongo Bongo.
What now?
I hope we can play Ongo Bongo Bongo.
The door
Not
opens
Oingo
and
Boingo.
the door opens and you find yourselves in a spacious room, maybe 40 by 40. There's a cot and tables. Like this is a one-room apartment essentially, but in the far right corner there is broadcasting equipment, and there's a ghoul sitting there, and he turns around, stands up, and as he speaks, the voice is just as smooth as it is on the radio. Unlike a lot of other ghouls you've met, his didn't change or hasn't changed. I don't know. He says, welcome to the voice of the Naptown Wasteland. I am DJ Jazzy Jim. How are you folks doing this evening? It's also not evening.
You are not what I expected.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to disappoint.
No. Nice to see another friendly face.
Yeah. So, how can I help you folks?
Well, Farmer Figment, this might be your area.
Well, we were hoping that we might be able to get an advertisement on air.
Okay. Do you
Where-
do you have ad copy for me?
Um, I mean,
think
I
you
guess
and
we
Farmer
didn't write
worked out.
anything specific.
Yeah, no, I think you and Farmer would have worked it out by this time, though.
Okay.
Not a
Yeah.
problem. Okay. Yeah, he takes the paper from you and looks it over. He says, "Are you really calling your friends back to Walt 124? Like that seems dangerous."
No, we're hoping to call some other people to Vault 124 and maybe take care of a problem.
I gotcha. Okay. I can read this on the air. That's not a problem. Of course, advertising is not free, and I would want payment up front first. So that'll be 300 caps, which you guys have between you. I'm not really worried about that. And I'll get this on the air. I'm gonna broadcast it twice a day for the next week. That's the what the rate gets you. If you want more than that, like we can negotiate, but that's the base rate.
I think we want the info out as often as possible, as quick as possible, don't we, folks?
Yeah, how many days do you think it'll take?
Well, I'm
Are
not
you-
sure, but I tell you what. How about we negotiate the price a little bit? Is that reasonable? Can we negotiate the price or negotiate, how often it goes up there or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure that I'm going to be the best negotiator with somebody like you, Mr. Friendly, but I'd be happy to have a conversation and figure out what we can do.
You know,
I see him notorious.
I was actually just wondering, like, before we talk about the advertisement, could you just like explain like your job? Because just being a DJ seems like the coolest thing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I've not met a lot of DJs. I'm kind of like an amateur journalist who records people's exploits, and I'm just saying that just seems like such a hard thing to do, and you do it so well. And she is totally laying on the charm because she totally has. Oh God, name of my perk. She is slow to load. Late.
Lady Killer?
Black
Or
Widow.
the Black Widow?
can you give me a speech roll?
I actually can. I feel pretty
Difficulty is 2.
Can this take an assist or no?
Yeah, you can assist. That's fine.
All right. So speech and charisma, correct?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Finally something I'm good at. And that is rerolling that. Whew, yes. That's 3 successes.
And one
Okay.
for me.
Okay, that'll put you guys back at cap for action points. Um, yeah, he says, yeah. I started in broadcast back before the war. I was going to. There used to be a local community college here that was attached to some of the state colleges called Uipui, and we got kind of set up on the college radio there, and then bombs dropped and people changed, and I found myself still with my good radio voice, but not with a good TV body, if you catch what I mean.
You've got a face for radio. It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been doing this for a while. I'd say right about 100 years since Tunnels was founded, and we got a chance to hook the broadcast all the way up to the monument downtown. So the soldiers, sailors, and power armor are a monument.
It's so dangerous setting up your radio station. I mean, you've with all the threats out there, and you managed to survive against all of that.
Yeah, and it's been quite a journey. We've seen a lot of changes in the area since then.
You know, the area has changed a lot. Probably shouldn't say this, but have you heard about those poor unfortunate souls from was it Vault 124? The ones that are getting, just
He looks over at Figment. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about them. We had some families here, the Beavertons, and there was an older guy. I don't remember his name.
oh, the
Mr.
beaver.
Hollows?
Yeah, Mr. O'Hollows. He's a good guy. I liked him.
Did you hear about the Beavertons?
No, but I'm gonna guess from your tone that they're dead.
Not all
Yeah,
of them.
Oh,
kind of
good.
why we're doing this is to just protect as much of them as those that remain that we can. I mean, it's just been so dangerous lately, and just not enough heroes to go around. Heroes willing to put their lives on the line to just help out others.
You really spent a lot of time in that library reading, didn't you?
Hmm.
Interesting. Well, I'm happy to read this. How often do you want it up on the singing through the clouds?
Oh, just as soon as possible for however long as it can be up.
Okay. I can rotate it through on every ad break if you'd like for the next couple of days. It's going to bump the price quite a bit because we're going to have to push other advertisers out. I think you understand how that goes. So it would bump the price up to 1,000 caps, which is more than you guys actually have. Alternative, I could take a few things that you might have for me.
Yeah. What might you need? I was gonna ask you if you need anything other than caps.
I need a couple of transistor capacitors, which you don't have. They're a little hard to find, but doesn't mean you couldn't find them. If you guys have those, I can get this up, and when you come back, we'll settle up. That's not a problem. But if I don't see you in the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure I know where to find you. You all look like you're from Irving, or perhaps a vault north of here, where a bunch of very intelligent people live.
Just thank you so much. This means a lot, not just to me, but to your fans. I mean, everyone out there is just going to know how much you care, and they're going to tune in just to find out what happens next, especially once this hits print.
Yeah, let's print. You mean the air?
Hits
Oh no,
the
I'm also doing a book,
waves.
and
Oh,
so
oh. Well, I'd be happy to help you out. And when you bring back the transistors, that'll help out quite a bit. But we'll get this started up on the air. I've got an ad break in about 15 minutes, so we'll start it then, and then run it for the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's great. Get us in at that 300 cap level. We'll get back to you on those transistors.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. I did hear that there is a radio station not too far north of here on, I believe it's on the Meridian Street. You might be able to find them there. I'm not positive. A lot of my equipment came from Uipui.
Yeah, it sounds like a fake college, but I'll take your word for it. I've forgotten things over the years.
Actually, friendly, you're picking up on the fact that he is not, in fact, as old as he says, because
Yeah.
it's not called Uipui. It was
Right.
never called Uipui.
Nope.
So
Okay. All right. I was just checking on that.
Yeah.
By the way, how many? Do I know how many years approximately it's been since the bombs fell?
it's been like 220, 225, somewhere around there.
All right. Yeah, because he mentioned he's been doing this for about 100 years.
And you do remember, I mean, it all blurs
Right,
after a
right.
while, but you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
remember having heard him more than 50 years ago. I'm
Right.
just not sure if it was before that much or not.
Okay. All right. So many things I've tried to forget.
Same. I understand, my friend.
Yeah, where'd we turn? Oh, left. Right. Okay. So, what do you want to do? Do we want to even bother looking for the transistors? If we want to, we could probably get this posted a little bit more often, but
We're far enough away, Matt, that we can talk without him hearing us, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
oh yeah, so I assumed we were out. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I flirted with him for nothing.
Trust me, kid. You don't want to bark up that tree.
I'm gonna bark up the tree. I mean, I may have just played with the branches for a little bit, but
Most of the branches are rotted. They'll fall right off. Just don't even bother.
Just a question: is this going to be considered a quest item, or is this going to be a uncommon item? These transistors.
This would be a quest item.
Okay.
A MacGuffin, if you were.
Indeed.
And honestly, you guys don't have to go after them. It's not important.
Okay.
yeah, no, I was trying to get him to give us more favor and maybe come down on the price a little bit, or maybe just
Oh, he did.
optimistically out of the goodness of his heart. But who would have thought that a radio DJ would only be in it for the money?
Weird, right?
Strange.
Weird.
Yeah. So, you guys are leaving the tunnels and headed where?
Personally, I'd like to get to wherever we're going to set up for our shooting gallery as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I get everybody to give me an endurance and survival check again?
No.
Actually, before we leave the market, that
Sure.
area, I mean, are there vendors set up?
They have some standing shops, but there are no outside caravan vendors here right
Okay.
now.
Well, I was just wondering if there might be anything that might help us, because if we go back into that tangle there near 125, I suspect we're gonna have to deal with those honey beasts again.
Sure.
But I don't know.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was just wondering if I might have any idea what might be a good bait for them, or to keep them at bay, or anything like that. I've got I've got a really high survival stat.
So, honeybees, eat raw meat.
Okay.
And turn it into sugar somehow. I mean, it's biological. You don't get it, but
Yeah.
so raw meat will attract them.
Okay.
They're not usually super aggressive unless you threaten their territory, and their territory can vary between everywhere or nowhere, just depending on how the honeybeast sees it, and it's real hard to tell. That one seemed to be fine with you guys being there, as long as you didn't act hostile.
Okay. Do we need any other supplies or anything like that you folks can think of?
I really
I don't
can't
think so.
of
So the idea is to wait outside somewhere outside of Goal 124 and let them go in. I mean, where are we going from there?
So one thing we can do is either set up I'd say like a shooting gallery type of a scenario where we see him coming, we mow him down inside of some kind of targeted area, We might even be able to use the honey beasts in some way as
So
a.
Vault 124 is actually quite a distance from 125. It's over in Beech Grove. So
Oh, okay.
there is a chunk of space. And to give you a better idea, because Figment would have this information, and Miranda would remember, except it's been a while since we played. Um, it is in the old train yards in Beech Grove, in one of the big like train maintenance buildings. There's a stairwell down to a vault door. So inside the building, you could definitely set up a shooting gallery. You could do a lot of stuff in there. It's just up to you.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I was getting 124, 125 backwards because 125 is the one we were at. That was the
Yes.
prey
Yeah.
vault. Okay, and we're baiting
Predator
them
vault.
to go to 124. Right, I'm sorry, the predator vault. And we're
Yeah.
baiting them to go to 124, which is the prey vault, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay, I think we need to go to the prey vault and check it out then.
One thing. Explosives. If you want to close that thing up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Sarah, you were muted.
Farmer,
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of explosives.
you're pretty confident that you can take that flamer fuel and turn it into an explosive enough to at least shut the door down.
Yeah.
Like, do we need backups, or do we think this will be good enough?
I have explosive
familiar with-
arrows if that helps.
That could help.
Is there anything in 124 that might be useful to us? I don't want to like loot your property, but if nobody's using it anymore, or is it just totally cleaned out already?
It's pretty cleaned out already. We went in a year ago and got people out and got whatever goods we needed out of it, and then also whatever like data we could get off the computers.
Sure. To get to Beech Grove, like what's the terrain looking like from us from the tunnels to Beech Grove?
I do remember there were some pretty big nasty things between Irving and Beech Grove.
There are some. So basically, you could go back out where you met the Talon mercenaries, and take a road corridor down that will get you real close. Southeastern starts right there at Washington, and then head southeast almost to Beech Grove, and then you just have to go down Emerson. But as Figment has said, generally in the area around where Southeastern and Emerson meet, there are concerning things. Specifically, last time was there was a death claw.
Pretty concerning. Has anyone here fought a Deathclaw?
I mean,
I've run away from one. Does that count?
The other day after I had that gin, I thought about going to finding one.
That's good stuff, yeah.
Put smog in your brain. How do you not know this?
So yeah, I mean that it's a relatively straightish shot. It's just a matter of what's in between you and it.
Could
Or
we
you-
get
you and
actually?
that.
Could we get around it by like going up through the ripple and then coming down?
That is opposite direction completely.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to gauge where we. Well, right, because we go north and then okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how do we want to handle it? We go that way, certain death. We go that way, also certain death. We go that way, probably certain death. But I don't know. Pick your flavor.
The Deathclaw might be busy.
I mean, we managed to skirt it last time, and that was mostly I was running ahead as scouting, and then bringing. There were 3 groups of us, and one person would scout and then bring the rest along. So
It's also
but we had a
possible,
large group.
But you might be able to distract it with the pheromone bullets.
That's true.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. The Death Claw might be after the pheromones as well.
It's a good backup as long as I think primary idea is don't get caught.
It's a good plan. Maybe.
Now, if we're thinking the Death Claw is going to come after the prey pheromones, we're hoping to leave prey pheromones to leading to 124 to bring them in, right? So does that create a problem with drawing a death claw to where we want to hide?
Not
I'm actually thinking drenching a death claw in prey pheromones might be a great way of taking care of the predators themselves.
That would be
Hmm.
pretty funny.
If we can lure it into the vault.
that was what I was thinking.
This great
That's-
idea is just getting better and better all the time. I'm sure this can't go wrong in any way.
Do I know about a second exit from?
There is not a second exit.
Yeah. So Dart and I would know the area pretty well, though, as far as getting around in there.
Yeah.
And Dart especially, because
You feel pretty confident that if it were chasing you and you were able to outrun it, which those are ifs, you could take it in and then circle back around behind it and then get out the same way you came in. Whether or not that it would follow you the rest of the way out, or if you would run into other problems like, I don't know, predators showing up all of a sudden. Like,
yeah.
it's a high risk, high reward situation.
And you got to be careful because they got cloaking technology.
Yes. Some of them do.
Oh.
It was a joke about the Predator movies.
Oh, I thought they actually had like a.
Stealth
time
boys?
out. Yeah, I thought they had stealth boys in Last Encounter, but it's been a month.
They did not. But
Oh, sorry, my bad.
but that stealth boys are not out of the question. Like, that is a thing that could happen.
Mhm.
See, because you said that, and my mind immediately went to chameleon death claws.
Also,
I'm less concerned that the predators might have stealth technology than the possibility that a death claw might have stealth technology.
It would be the
He's
greatest
right behind
battle
me, isn't
nobody
he?
has ever seen.
for good reason. He sneaks up on them and they're dead.
Yeah, Matt, can you describe to us the invisible battle that is unfolding behind us or in front of us or whatever?
Yeah, just blood sprays and
Huh.
laser
So that's
shots
what an
coming from
invisible
nowhere.
wall
From.
looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I just wish we had a larger budget.
So yeah, you guys are headed down to the vault.
Yeah, I think we're going straight. We're going the direct route.
Can I get an endurance and survival from everyone?
Boo.
Did we just roll that a minute ago?
If you rolled it, go for it. We stopped like before I got results, so I was just
Okay.
Yeah, I interrupted.
I would like
you.
to keep that.
sure. Okay.
One.
Why is it
I'm
I
trying
get
to get-
complications on tests that I'm good at, but I seem to pass every survival check?
Mhm.
Yep, I got a 1.
What about you, Farmer?
I'm fighting with my computer right now.
Gotcha.
That would be 1 success.
Okay. So yeah, you guys come down Southeastern. As you're coming down Emerson, you can hear the Deathclaw off in the distance doing something. It's just loud.
Nice.
But you also note that there's an area that has clear markings of a Deathclaw moving through it, and the road goes directly through that. But you move past that area without much of a problem. You get down to the vault. What do you want to do? Do you want to try and get it to come down to the vault, or are you just going to set up an ambush in the vault?
I think we just set up an ambush. I think the death claws a
Complication you
little
don't
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless the Deathclaw comes looking for trouble, we'll just leave it alone.
Good idea.
That's Mhm.
As we went, can I have left maybe like with like chalk or a marker or something like arrows pointed towards 124 as if we've put road signs up?
yes.
Hide them poorly.
Why don't you? Yeah, that's.
What's that?
I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
just stuttering my way through thinking. Let's give you an intelligence survival roll for that to make sure that they're
Okay.
set up correctly, so they don't look too obvious. Difficulty is going to be 2, and we are a
Anybody
full
want to
cast.
help? Well, I'll
Yeah, I
buy
can
it
help you with that.
actually.
I'll
I'm not
help
the
you.
best at this.
It
Yeah.
I can do
was
it.
what? Okay.
Intelligence or survival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Miranda, or I'm sorry, Figment, did you say you were buying a dice?
Yes, I'm going to buy a die also.
Yep.
Perfect.
No help from me, unfortunately.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
Fantastic.
I rolled a 1.
Good deal. So yeah, you get everything set up kind of on the way down, including like purposefully rubbing your glands on rocks so that the smell
Again,
lingers.
don't look at me.
Are you scooting like a cat?
Yeah, yeah. Just walking up and just like headbutting a wall and dragging her body all the way across it. It's
This
exactly.
building belongs to me. This old car belongs to me. This is
Ah,
mine.
having flashbacks to Red Dwarf.
Cat reading the laundry and stuff like that. Sniffing.
So yeah, you guys make it all the way down. You leave the tracks and the hints that you need to. You find yourselves at the train yard. There are some trains. Most of them have been looted through already. There's a relatively large maintenance building in front of you that you know that that's where the vault door is. There are plenty of places here to set up an ambush on the outside. You could also set it up on the inside. It's up to you on how you guys want to do that.
I'd say outside, mainly just because if the idea is ultimately to collapse this thing with them in there,
Yeah, we
unless
gotta let them get in though, right? So we can't start taking them out until maybe we get stragglers coming out.
Well, the other issue is you may get them in waves, so you might get
Mhm.
5 one day and 3 another and 4 another. I mean, it's possible they all come up all at once, especially if they're all together around this Leo guy. But I have a sneaking suspicion Leo's just gonna send people until
Mhm.
there's nobody else to send, and then he
Okay.
might come down.
So if we get a big number, we're gonna let them go inside and then collapse it. If we get small numbers, then we take them out.
that sounds smart. Yeah.
Okay. So then Farmer is gonna set up the fuel stuff to explode if we need it to, right?
Yep, here's that
Um,
flamer fuel for you.
So I'm gonna need a perception explosives check. It's gonna be a difficulty of 3 to get it set up correctly for you to be able to detonate it remotely.
All right.
I don't have explosives. I don't know if
Alright.
anybody else does.
Yeah, anybody else got it? I don't have it.
I do not, but I have a pretty decent perception. And we have a ton of action points, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 action points, or 2 extra
Yay.
dice.
Yeah.
That puts us down to 5 action points in your pool.
So could I do maybe perception science to help? Because that would give me 9.
No, it is just perception. Or
Okay.
just explosives.
Yeah.
Just
This
explosives.
isn't necessarily the science of it. It's more of a putting them correctly so that they blow up correctly and you could detonate them correctly.
This isn't a
Okay.
science issue, it's an engineering issue.
Yeah, there
Gotcha.
you go. That's a good point. So
Right.
anyone can assist. So it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Who's got the best perception? Mine's relatively low.
I've got an 8.
I've got an 8.
Okay, you two should work on it.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, Farmer, you have a reroll from your lovely wife. You should thank her.
Excellent.
Yay.
Thank you,
That's so
Kitty.
sweet.
I
Okay, I
will
got
go
a success.
I'm going to
Fantastic.
go ahead and use a reroll,
Okay.
and that puts me at 2 successes.
And I
That's
got
3
one.
total. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys spend probably 20 minutes like securing the flamer fuel in a way that it will explode and not just catch fire. Um, there's a couple of grenades involved, like not a big deal. But you do it just inside the vault doors where it won't be seen until after they're inside. And then you set up a remote detonator that will go off of a signal. Normally you'd be concerned because of cell phones, but there are no such things. So no big deal.
Okay. If something goes wrong and the detonator didn't go off, would I be able to use one of my explosive darts to make it go off anyway?
Not with the way it's set up. You could leave something out that you could shoot. The problem is it would be visible, and then that might tip them off. So it's up to
Gotcha.
you if you want to do that.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, we'll stick with this thing we already got 3 successes for. I just wanted to see.
No, that's fine.
Back up.
But yeah, it's all set up and ready to go. Where are you guys? So you guys are all going to hide on the outside, like in the train cars and such.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd set up a camp for us to settle in because we may be here for a little bit. It's going to take a while for, some of these hunters to come in. So I would guess I'm pretty good by this point of making camps where nobody can really see us, and
Sure.
I do it pretty minimally.
Yeah, there'll still be a roll involved, but yeah, that makes
Sure.
sense.
Yeah. So
Why don't we get an endurance survival check from you?
okay,
And
anybody
then,
want to assist?
and then all the rest of the 4
Actu-
of you are going to give me stealth checks, sneak checks. That's what it's called.
All
So
right.
agility sneak.
I'll use action point.
Cool. That'll put us down to 4.
Is somebody helping?
Yeah, does somebody want to help me
You
with
said it was
endurance or?
Dart can if no one else wants to, because he's got 10.
I am not good at endurance-based stuff.
Or survival.
Yeah,
I can
have.
do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoever. Okay, I'll
So
roll
go
for
ahead
it.
and roll the endurance survival. So friendly and with the assist of farmer.
I did not get a success.
And
So I got 3 successes and complications still on a 19.
Yep.
So 3 successes and a complication.
I'm going to take that as threat.
Okay.
Or I'm going to take that as a overseer action point. It's not threat. We're not Star
Okay.
Trek. Yeah. So you guys get a camp set up. Do you have a question?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I am trying to find a good position to snipe from, long range
Oh, sure.
distance. So just
Are you
that's
looking
all.
to snipe in the building or just?
Down towards the building,
Okay.
and I'll happily stealth if I need to for that.
Yeah, so I'm actually have everybody but friendly roll agility sneak. There's no difficulty here. It's more how many successes the 4 of you get together will dictate how good you hide.
Terrible at sneaking. I think I can
Alright.
do this.
I did get a complication, but because I'm wearing stealthy clothing, I get to re-roll a d20.
Okay.
Hey,
Is everyone okay
Yeah.
with me using a action point?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
Put us back down to 4. So 2 from you, 3, so that's 5.
is a crit, if you
Oh.
don't have it as a tag skill, is it the exact number that you, like if you have an 8 or less?
No, so a crit would be if you don't have the skill tagged, it's a 1. If you
Okay.
have the skill tagged, it's whatever the skill number is.
Okay, then just 2.
Okay, so that's 8. What'd you get, Asher?
Well, this is something I built my character for. So I actually got, I get a free with my stealth. I get a free dice, and then that action point gives me another dice. So I actually have, and all of them rolled. So 3, 3, 4, 6. My threat range is 6. So that makes it 8, right?
So you're all hidden. You do a pretty good job setting up a camp inside one of the train cars that you can't really see. The door on the side that faces the maintenance building is closed and like seems to be sealed closed or rusted shut. The other side opens. So you guys have a place to kind of hole up and rest, and then you set up a little ambush area. That's all fine. and with that many stealth successes, there's not a lot of seeing anything that's going to happen. Um, you are there for probably the better part of a day. Just about the time that dusk settles in, um, you hear off in the distance, kind of to the northwest, some laser gun fire and some roaring from a death claw, and then the laser gun fire slowly ends, and the night goes by without much of a problem. How long are you guys willing to stay here?
I mean, I think we're gonna have to stay probably days at least, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
figured we'd be here
It's
maybe
gonna
a
take a
week.
little bit.
Okay. Friendly, your endurance survival check was high enough that like you can find food. So probably some rad rats and rad roaches. You guys are cooking, and like that's not a problem.
Yep.
The
And I've
next
set up
day,
like so our instead of a cook fire, basically I have set up like a kind of a wire off of a battery. So
okay.
like the wire heats up. So you're
So
not going to see like a lot of smoke coming up. Well,
yeah,
with like a 3, I figured like okay, probably you don't see a cook fire going up, but I figured
yeah,
out something else.
yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, so it's about noon the second day when you, I'd say Asher, because you're far enough out. The way you positioned yourself, you're out a little bit farther than everyone else. You see a group of 6 um, people headed your way. They're all in Vault Tech blue jumpsuits. Um, the front doesn't really have the number on them that you can see from this distance, but you're going to guess that they are clearly carrying weapons, and they are clearly headed directly for the maintenance building. So like, it's pretty safe to say that they are what they seem to be. Um,
I'll
does
I'll just
Go ahead.
ping everybody on their Pip Boys.
Okay. Um, you're going to let them walk in past you guys, like all
How
the
many
way
of
into
them
the
are there?
building? 6 of them.
I'm thinking, yeah, that might be the smart move. If they go into the maintenance building, we can at least see if they've got the. Oh, maybe I should do this in character. Let's let them get past us, so we can at least see what their number looks like. And then if we got to mow them down there, I'm thinking, take them out, toss them into the vault. But I
Okay.
don't know what the rest of you think.
Yeah, we just
Probably.
don't want them to get back to everyone else that it's a trap, right?
Am I going
Mhm.
to be able to shoot them if they get in there?
Yeah, you have a pretty good shot on the door. You won't be able to shoot everybody in the building. Like they can pop around corners and hide, but you have a pretty good shot into the building.
All right.
Um, so yeah, the 6 of them move past Asher and then past the majority of it. One of them stops for a second, kind of right about the spot where your camp is set up, and sniffs the air and looks over and kind of like tips his head down to look under the train car, but just hesitates for a couple of seconds and then continues on into the building. They are all very much wearing 125 jumpsuits. Um, one of them is carrying what looks like a plasma gun, and the rest of them have laser guns, or laser rifles. That's the word I'm looking for. They go inside the building, and the one with the plasma gun says, "Spread out, look around." They can't just be inside. That seems far too easy. And so they start looking around and like going through, like pulling things out of like barrels and knocking stuff over, just making a mess. But you guys aren't in the building, so they don't have anything. And before too long, they're heading down the stairs. Are these the 6 you're going to let go inside and blow the thing?
No,
No,
I
No,
think
then
we try to shoot these guys.
Okay, cool. So let me pull up the book because I need their stats, not the Death Claw.
And I know we had talked about like talking to them at some point, but did we decide which ones or when we might or anything like that? Is there any indicator that the one that looks that's holding the plasma gun looks more like a Leo as opposed to like
He is definitely in charge. I wouldn't say that he looks like a Leo.
Does he
More
look
like a
like
Does he
he's
look
gonna?
like a warthog?
Does he look like he's gonna break up with his girlfriend when she turns 25?
Oh God.
Ooh, because we murder him
Nice.
straight up, immediately, no questions asked.
Um,
Well, I do anyway. So
I would say. I would say. You hear him called Steve at some point.
Good.
love it.
Beastly
Love it.
name.
So yeah, they head inside and are kind of there. I'm supposed to be pulling up stats. That's what I'm doing. Hold on, sorry, that's my fault. There we go. Okay, I probably already have it, but I'm gonna double check. I do have it. Fantastic. Let me pull this back up. Okay, they go off. All right. So we start combat with Figment.
Oh gosh. So they have headed into the vault, and we're outside the maintenance building that the vault is in.
They're inside the maintenance building. They have not made it inside the vault yet.
Okay.
And yes, you are outside.
And you said they're spread apart. Have they grouped as they get closer to the door?
Yeah, they're kind of grouped. If you were going to do something explosive, they're all within close of each other.
Cool. That's what I'm going to do.
I felt it.
You felt it?
Yeah,
Did
felt
you know it? Okay. I am going to. I have notes to remind me how to do this best. I want to buy ammo.
Did you say you want to buy ammo?
like spend
well-
extra ammo to do more
Oh,
damage.
okay.
I think actually what I want to do is I have accurate, which means
If you take,
I can spend action points to re-roll combat dice.
Yeah,
But
so you have to spend your minor action to activate accurate, and then once you
Right.
do, you can reroll.
Okay.
The minor
Okay, so
action
I
is
will spend
aiming,
action
correct?
points to get extra damage die.
I'm sorry. Can you ask that question again?
Sorry. Do I spend action points to
No, you
get?
spend. So you're under your weapon, the compound bow. It says rate 1. You're going to spend 1 extra arrow of whatever kind you're shooting, and that will add another that many dice. So in this case, 1. It would add that one more dice to your damage.
Okay, if I have accurate, I can aim for my minor action, and then I can spend up to 3 action points to add combat dice per action point spent.
Okay.
And then, yeah, but that we only have 4 action points right now, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna do ammo instead then. I'll spend 1 ammo.
Okay.
And that will give me an extra combat die, right?
So the order that we do this in is you're going to roll the skill to see if you hit. Once you do
Okay.
that, then you will decide if you're going to spend anything, and then at that point you'll then roll the dice for damage.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
Fantastic, and you only needed 1. So we're gonna. I'm sorry. You're on medium range. Okay, they are medium range for you.
Okay.
So you get an action point back from that because you got above their defense. So
Excellent.
then you have 5 dice, and if you want to spend the extra ammo, you can make it 6.
Out of 60. Okay.
And then where are you shooting them?
I'm going to shoot the person closest to the middle so that I hit that person and then it spreads around, right?
So the better question is, where on the location of that person are you shooting them?
Oh, let's go torso.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm looking for 2, 2, 5, 3, 1, and 4. That's 1 effect, correct?
Correct, and that's piercing 2.
Okay.
and also blast. So you'll do, um, I think it's 1 damage to each person. I need to actually go look that up because it's not. Oh, it's my.
Let's see. Difficulty. It raised my difficulty for the attack to do blast. Targets all creatures in that zone. If I
Oh,
fail,
okay.
half damage.
Okay, so then I'm gonna take away that action point I gave you guys because that would have been the difficulty of 2.
Right.
Okay, cool. So how much damage did you do?
So I did 5 damage plus 1 effect. So that would
So
be
did
6
you
damage total, right?
perfect with
Oh, actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I have concentrated fire, so I can re-roll up to 3 of them. So I'm
Okay.
going to re-roll these 2
Okay.
and get 1 more effect. So that's 2 effect. Does that is the weapon loses the suppressed weapon, gains the blast weapon. Then I also have piercing on that. Yes.
So how much damage did you do?
7 total.
Okay.
And then 2 are effects, correct?
Yeah, you bypassed all their armor. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they all take a bunch of damage.
Yay.
Fantastic. That's your minor and your major. So unless you want to spend action points to get more actions.
Dart actually.
Oh, that's right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Dart is too far away to do anything because he has a submachine gun, which is close range.
He can still fire it. It just makes the difficulty of 1 go up to a 2.
Okay, well, it says he automatically hits. Like,
Okay,
that's
then
the
yeah.
deal with having him. Okay, so then he does half damage. And the damage on the submachine gun is a 3. So is that just 1 more damage for each of them or for one of them?
Let me double check the book because I don't remember how this part works. What
Yeah,
book
sorry.
was it in the Wanderer's book that the extra
Yes.
people? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And it's a
It says
charisma.
half damage rounded up, minimum of 2 dice.
Okay.
So I guess
So
roll
2
2
dice. So
dice.
you'll roll 2 dice. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a 1 and a 2. So 3 damage.
Okay. Who are you? You're just doing it to one of them.
Yeah, because I'm guessing he'll hit the one that I hit initially. So the one in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That is a bunch of damage. And we're gonna move on to Asher.
Let's shoot somebody.
Okay. Are you shooting one that she already shot, or are you shooting a different one?
How many did not get shot?
All of them took that damage. Because
So
of
I
the way the
thought.
blast works, they all took the 7.
The one in the middle is the one dart shot. So that one also got 3 more damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the one that they shot. How about the one that's carrying that plasma gun?
Perfect. And he is for you is at long range.
Not a problem. Laser sniper rifle.
Fantastic.
Oh, and not that it matters actually. Let's just go with it. So, how about 5 successes?
Jesus. Okay. Well, I guess you're gonna
I
get
made a
back
sniper. What can I say?
4. You're back at 8 action points. So go ahead and roll your damage.
And that's a piercing 3 weapon.
Okay.
And you said 8. Let me find my damage
So
here.
you'll end up rolling 10 dice, unless you want to spend extra ammo, and then you can roll, I think, up to 2 more.
I am going to spend the extra ammo. I mean, why not?
Sure. So roll 12 dice. Oh, and where are you shooting him?
Chest.
Perfect.
Okay.
Does this count as sneak attack, by the way?
I don't know where the sneak attack rules are. So I
It
would have
says if an enemy is unaware of you before you attack, the difficulty to attack them is reduced by 1, and your attack gains the vicious damage effect if it did not have it already.
yes. Let me go add damage to them, and give you another action point back, so you're capped again. Go ahead, John. What you can tell me the damage, and I'll note it.
Okay, well, the damage, I rolled 2, whatever they are. The effects, yes.
Okay.
And we're looking at a grand total of about 13.
Does that count the 2 from the effect?
That does count the 2 from the effect.
Okay. So officially, the gunner I'm not a gunner. The guy that Figment shot with the arrow is dead, and now the guy carrying the plasma pistol or the plasma gun is dead. Sorry, I had to readjust numbers because there was extra damage. So
Nope.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. That leaves 4 of them though.
All right, I think that's it for me.
Perfect. So it is the gunner or the predator's turn. Sorry, I wrote them down as gunner because that's the stats I'm using. They kind of scatter. One of them, or 2 of them, are going to come and close in on where Figment's at. So the first one is going to fire at Figment. No. The second one, I'm actually going to spend one of my action points to buy I'm going to spend 3 of my action points to buy 2 dice. What's your defense, Figment?
2.
Okay. I hit. And I'm hitting you. Oh no, he can just choose. I'm shooting you in the head.
Okay, well, it's not a bad choice.
Okay. So we're gonna 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 damage, and it's 4 piercing. So ignores 4 points of your armor.
Okay, that's bad. So I have a 6 damage resistance. So that
Mhm.
leaves me with 2 damage resistance.
So you'll take
Like-
8.
8.
Mhm.
What does that do?
Well, first it's you are injured, so that your head is crippled until you take a stem pack. I think you get your difficulty on anything to do with perception goes up by 1.
Okay.
And you are knocked to the ground with that, which doesn't mean anything. You just stand up as a minor action.
Okay.
And it does count as a crit. So if you have anything that triggers off of a crit, that matters, but I don't think you do.
I don't think
And
I
I
do.
think you can spend luck to reduce the damage somehow. I'm actually trying to
Oh,
find
yeah?
that now.
It's in my reference sheet if it
Okay.
can.
Mm-hmm.
No. You can add details to a scene. You can use your luck attribute for a skill test. You can interrupt normal turn order to take your order, or take your turn now, or you can re-roll a d20 or 3 damage dice per luck point spent.
Okay.
And there's always the possibility that I'm wrong and I missed something in the rule book. Like, viewers at home, please don't come at me. Or if you do, I will quote one of my favorite shows right now. You can email grant.o'brien at dropout.
Actually,
I'm
But yeah,
always
yeah,
willing to
you-
talk over pizza. Just buy me the pizza.
Right. So the other guy is going to fire a dart. He is going to spend. I'm going to spend an action point to give him a 3rd dice.
Okay.
What's dart's defense?
1.
Okay. It takes a lot to get to 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he hits. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, that's bad.
So it's 11 damage and 1 piercing.
Doesn't matter. He had. Well, where is it?
It's in his head.
Okay. He has no energy damage resistance there. So that's 11.
Yep.
So he also is at a minus, well, a 1 difficulty for perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other two are going to take cover. One of them is going to attempt to fire at Asher. I'm going to spend 3 action points to try and give him enough dice to actually hit you. So your defense is a 1, right?
My defense is a 1, yes.
Okay. This makes it essentially a 3. 1. He misses. And I'm out of action points, so the last guy is also going to fire at Asher. The likelihood of hitting is low, although I did get 2. That's pretty good. But he also misses. So after that is Farmer.
All right. How much damage has Fig taken?
8.
Yeah.
And how much damage did Dart take?
11.
A lot.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be silly, but I am going to use my minor action to administer a stim pack to Fig, and she will regain. Trying to see.
4 for the stim pack, and then I believe because you have medicine, it goes up by whatever your medicine score is.
Oh, that's for the first aid action.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then it's just the 4.
Yes, it just heals the normal amount,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
will also cure the injury.
Cool.
Yes.
And then I will take my standard action to do first aid on Dart.
Okay.
And I'm using a stim pack to do this.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking.
That's all right.
The rules for stim packs are not as helpful as I could want them to be.
Mm-hmm. So I rolled. Let me re-roll that real quick because I have an ability to allow me to re-roll for first aid. That would be 3 successes.
Okay, so actually for Figment, she either gains 4 hit points or treats an injury.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, for right now, probably rather have my hit points rather than get rid of the perception thing.
And then it is 4 plus your medicine that Dart gets healed.
Okay.
And it's actually an additional +3 because I have the healer.
So
perk.
how much is that total?
So that is 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 4 is
Fully healed.
13.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good.
His injury does not go away either. It is either or.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Cool. So that is your turn. Did you want to spend any action points to take any extra actions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Friendly.
Okay. So let's see. We got 2 still up.
Yeah.
4 still up.
4 still up. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. 2 have taken kind of like positions hidden away, and then the other 2 are just there
Out in the open,
standing
yeah.
there, ready to get shot. Okay. Yeah, I will pull out my hunting rifle and aim for one of their heads.
One of the ones that's out in the open.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Is one more damage than the other one?
No.
Okay. I will spend an action point. We got plenty, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're at 9. Now we're at
Okay.
8.
Okay. I will spend an action point to attempt the shot. And ooh, that's nice. Okay, so I rolled a 9, 12, and a 13. Yeah, so that's 3 successes.
Okay. Fantastic. What's the range on your gun?
Medium. So
Okay.
actually, I didn't even ask what the range is at. So
It's fine. I'm not. This has been real nebulous. I didn't set you guys up in any
That's
one
right.
particular way. I'm gonna assume you're at medium.
Yep.
So that'll still give you an action point back. You're back to cap.
awesome. And then I'm rolling 8 damage. I've got a rate of 1, so I think I'll spend an extra ammo to roll 9. And 1, 2, 3.
And you said you shot him in the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 and
Oh,
so
he's dead. I'm hearing numbers that are above 3. He's dead.
yeah. So 6 and 2 piercing.
Yeah. He doesn't have any armor up there either.
Okay.
And you did count the effects as 1 damage and then also the effect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So that effect is that extra 1, and then that
Perfect.
triggers 2. Yeah. So I get 1 piercing because I'm a hunting rifle, but an extra 1 piercing because I have rifleman. I want to say.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's dead.
Nice.
Are there any other actions you want to take?
No, I think it's it.
Freddy.
All right, so the 2 in the open, can I get to them with my movement?
So there's only one in the open because the other one just got its head misted.
Yeah.
But yes, you can definitely get to it.
Then that's
That
what
would be your minor action to move zones from medium to close, which is
Mhm.
fine. And then go ahead and make your attack.
because that's what Freddy's going to do, and then laptop is not cooperating with the lag. All right, twirling my bat around come on, just load the feed. Twirling my bat around as I run up. Sorry, my laptop is now deciding to just be a little quirky. at
So
the wrong point.
your tag number or your target number is 13. So 13 or under will do the damage, or will hit.
Well, yeah, I've got special
Okay.
perks for hitting people. So, and do we have any action points left in the pool?
Yeah, we have all of them.
This bunch.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Here I go, running up. Attack number 1.
Sure.
That is two successes, so I hit.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend an action point to use Tenderizer and make them vulnerable, which increases damage against them until my next turn.
Ooh.
We're offing these guys pretty big, but you know what? Might as well make it easier.
Just in case.
Yeah. All right, so damage. I am rolling a bazillion dice because I have Lady Killer and Black Widow. Equal opportunity basher here.
Murder.
Unfortunately,
And-
they're non-binary, folks.
Oh no.
Your one weakness.
I'll
we
take
need
it.
we need a Vady killer as a
A 1 to 2 in the effect die is nothing, right?
So a 1 is 1 damage, a 2 is 2 damage, 3 and 4 is nothing, 5 and 6 are effect. So 1 damage plus the effect.
Oh, okay. Then actually, that's better for me. 9 points of damage and 1 effect.
damn.
Which is vicious, so 10 points of damage.
Yep.
Cool, he's dead.
Oh. I made him vulnerable for nothing.
Yeah.
And now, the other one's down. There's no one else that's in close range.
Correct. You could spend action points to move. It's 1 for a minor action. You can move.
Yeah.
And, spend an action point to attack again because you have action
Martial
Girl?
artist.
martial
action
artist.
girl. I'm going to do that. Can I get to one of the ones that's in cover if I spend an action point to move?
Yes. So you'll
Then
need to spend 2 action points, 1 for moving and 1 for attacking the second time, which is not a problem.
That's what I'm going to do. Is Plasma one still up, or is it just lasers?
The plasma one's dead.
Okay, just making sure. So, lasers. Running up
Yeah.
to a laser person.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 more. 2 successes. Hit.
Okay. just go ahead and roll your 30,000 dice of damage.
Well, yeah, because I want him dead. Oh, that's not good. That's so far not a good roll. That's only 5 points of damage in effect, so 6 points of damage.
He's dead.
Oh, yay.
Listen, the
I was
exploding
gonna
arrow
live.
did a lot of work in this game.
Yeah,
It
Figment
was
and
pretty
Freddy
awesome.
just tearing him up. Yeah.
And actually, I'm Figment. It's your turn. I was gonna say we're just gonna call the combat, but I don't want to take Miranda's love of murder away from her.
And you
I
got
mean, we
one
can
more
just
left.
call it if you want.
No,
I'm
no.
just gonna use a plain serrated arrow this time.
Fair.
I mean,
Miranda's catchphrase from the D&D game was, "I love killing things."
I think it was people I said actually the first time, and I think we changed it to things so it would be more palatable to an
Little bit more
audience.
PC.
Yeah. The difficulty on shooting this guy is going to go up 1 because he's in behind cover, so it's a difficulty of 2.
Perfect. I just got 2.
Yeah.
And
And roll all 6,000 of those dice.
it's only 5. And there is 2 effects and 2 damage. So
Where were you
that
shooting?
would be 4 plus. Oh,
Oh, it
where am
doesn't
I
matter.
shooting?
It doesn't matter. He's dead.
Okay.
You did 4 damage and had 4 piercing. That's dead.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah. So you make quick work of these 6 predators. We are actually going to call it right here. So we'll deal with the dead bodies next week. Hey, if you enjoyed the show tonight, you should definitely go over to our YouTube. I need to find the window I'm supposed to be in. There we go. You should go over to YouTube and check out the previous week. If you haven't, there's a link in the chat. You can also check out the Discord. There's cool people over there. Definitely would be happy to have more people there as well. There's a link in the chat for that. We will be back next week for the next episode at the same Fallout time and the same Fallout channel. So thank you guys for coming out, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Hi.